But getting back to this game that I never left.
Do I believe that any woman can be turned out? I'm gonna say this. Um, how could I put this? Hell, motherfucking yeah. You know, because I don't put no woman above this motherfucking game. So you already knew the answer to that. I believe that certain women, pretty much all women, your mama, your grandmother, my mama, grandmother, sister, or what have you, when it comes to women, it's all about timing. You might have had the right things to say. You might have had some beautiful information and conversation to give that woman, but you caught her at the wrong time. And that's why you didn't have that woman. But it wasn't because she was so great in her morals and her standards, and she was so, deep into her little cult of spirituality that she basically couldn't come back to reality of this game. No, it was just the wrong time. With women, it's all about timing, and it's about having the right presentation. It's about being in position. Any woman could be knocked. This is you talking about a woman that's governed by emotionalism. The way that she felt Monday, she might not feel it like that on Friday. So it's all about the perfect timing and having the right game and being in position. There's certain women that you're not going to knock, you're not going to have if you're not in position to have them. You know what I'm saying? But once you get into a position of power, you can have any woman, man. You know what I mean? The game is power, man. Ain't no woman more greater than this game. Your mama, your grandmother, my mama, grandmother, sister, what have you, my future daughters to come. Ain't no woman more powerful than this game. Simplicity. Yeah, sometimes, like for example, you know, your first years in the game, there were certain women, that you didn't appeal to, that you couldn't reach, that you couldn't teach because your game wasn't up to par. Your knowledge was not up to par. Your presentation wasn't up to par. You didn't have the uncommon information about life and the lifestyle at that particular time. So at that time, what I'm saying, no, you didn't get the bride, but it wasn't because the was so beautiful. She was so impeccable. She everything that she said was infallible. It wasn't that, man. Get that bullshit out of your motherfucking head. That's a fallacy. Reality is that a pimp ain't never motherfucking denied. He can just be delayed. You was just delayed. You didn't have the right information at that time. You didn't have the right presentation at that time, or you just didn't catch her at the right time. But no woman is more important than this game. So don't ever say that I couldn't knock the bitch or I didn't get the bitch because that's giving her too much glory. That's giving her way too much credit. We don't glorify no woman over this game. We always glorify the game, the knowledge and wisdom of life and this lifestyle over a woman. And another thing, I say this before I go out, and that's why I encourage all of you to study. Saying, why you want me to study Christianity? I ain't no Christian. I don't believe in that shit. Yeah, but think about the motherfucking population of women, nigga, that do. And you will never be able to reach them if you can't teach them. And how you gonna teach somebody something that you ignorant of? How you gonna say that there's falsehood in Christianity and make her see the reality of this game and of life if you haven't done no research concerning the origin of Christianity? So you got to study Christianity. You got to study Roman Catholicism. You got to study Islam, Seventh-day Adventist, Pentecostalism. You need to be studying Buddhism, Hinduism, Shintoism. You need to be studying all that. Why? Because religiosity governs the mentality. It governs the minds of people. And once you learn the format, the minds of how people, the thought pattern of people, it's way much easier for you to pimp. It's way much easier for you to shine because you know the format, you know the thoughts of her mind, period. But if you don't do no motherfucking studying, if you just another nigga that's just drinking on syrup and doing drugs and spending the money on anything, you know what I'm saying? If you a motherfucker that's just comfortable being a number and not a name in the game and not having and another reason, another reason why a lot of you niggas is not excelling in the game because first of all you got the wrong definition and vision of the game. You know what I'm saying? Always remember this. Your pimping will only be as big as your definition of what pimping is. The game to you will only be as big as your vision of how you see the game. So if you got a small vision, that's how small the game gonna be to you. If you got the wrong depiction and definition of what pimping is, you will never be a successful pimp. If you got a lazy mentality and you don't have no work ethic on basically improving yourself, educating yourself, elevating yourself, then you're going to stay on the same type of level. You're going to keep having them little Compton swap meet type of bitches. You're going to keep having them 47th and Dressler type of bitches. You're going to keep having them 69th and Calumet type of bitches. You're going to keep having them 63rd and King Drive type of bitches. You're going to keep having them motherfucking 87th and Stony Island type of bitches. Because you never elevated yourself. You was just comfortable being on a street level, which is cool. I love the streets. That's what's up. But at the same time, you would never get to a corporate level. You would never knock a from the corporate world. You would never take that beautiful, fine, attractive woman out of that cult or that religion and make her make an important decision on how to choose your pimping because you ain't making a decision on how to motherfucking improve your pimping. So it start with you first. And that's some game for your motherfucking ass. I hope you guys live as long as you want, man. Never want as long as you live. I touched on one subject. I meant to just touch on, you know what I mean, the abusing, you know what I mean, of women. But we went everywhere, as we always do, man. I'm going to probably end up coming back, you know what I mean, later on. I'm going to check up on some things. But it is what it is, man. I love y'all. I want you to stay encouraged. You know what I mean? I want you to stay inspired, and I want you to do what most niggas don't do. If you want to be a successful black man, you want to be a black man that's not ordinary, you want to be a black man that's special and peculiar and not regular and familiar like the rest, then you got to do what most niggas don't do. You got to read, black man. Be blessed. What's to come is better than what's been, but only if you choose it to be that, man. You know what I mean? So let's start reading, man. Let's start studying. Let's start improving. Let's stay off drugs. Let's start abstaining and refraining from things and stop abstaining and refraining, you know what I'm saying, from people that's going to keep us from obtaining and maintaining. Leave them drugs and them toxic relationships alone, man. Be blessed. One. I hope you guys live as long as you want and never want as long as you live, man. Y'all be blessed now.